Hey everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this video we are going to talk about the two new heroes we had today after the update, because now we have the details of the skills and we have also the coefficients so we can see how good they are before summoning tomorrow. But after that we are going to talk also about the Cloister, the endless Cloister, because some changes have been added to this content, and so we are going to see if it is better than before or still the same or worse. So let's begin with the skills of the two new heroes. So I don't know if you remember what I said in my previous video, but that guy is another kind of space, because if you read the passive here, at the beginning of the wave he's gonna have some turn meter increase and it is gonna be 20%. Space can have 24% turn meter increase. Esther and Popper can get up to 30%, so here he gets 20% more turn meter. But he is not going to be able to increase the turn meter of your heroes if you don't have the exclusive 3. Using that skill, he's going to heal your heroes by 16% of his max HP and cleans 5 layers of dots. Then if you have your main target is dead, he can revive the main target, restoring his HP by 40% of his own max HP and giving him 40% turn meter, which is pretty interesting. I think this is the same as Fiona does. So if you check, yeah, I'm going to talk about that first. If you check his third exclusive, when he casts the first active skill, the one that heals your heroes and cleans dots, you can increase the turn meter of your entire team by 16%, which is a lot, but still less than space, because if you have the exclusive 3 on space, you can increase the turn meter of your entire team by 30%, which is a lot. But if you have some heroes in the same faction, the turn meter is going to be increased by an extra 4% for each hero from the same faction, excluding himself. So if you have 3 heroes in the same faction, excluding himself, so 4 heroes from the same faction, you are gonna get 28% more turn meter, so it's almost the same as with space. So if you are using in total 5 heroes from the same faction, you are gonna get 32% more turn meter or your entire team, which is better than space. And at the beginning of the wave he is gonna have 31%, if I'm not mistaken, 32% more turn meter at the beginning, which is also better than Popper and Esther. So if you are using a full faction team, this is going to be probably really strong. We are going to have a look to the other skills, okay? Here on the passive also, we are going to check directly here, so we have the skill ups. Okay, when enemies who have internal injury and deep internal injury above their head, if they try to apply a debuff to that guy, he has a 50% chance to reflect the debuff, if it is not a control effect, to another random enemy, and the effect is not affected by effects hit or effect resistance. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool because in PvP you have many debuffs on your heroes attribute, but debuffs such as speed down from Nicholas, etc. So on the basic attack, he's gonna remove some buffs and deal some damage, up to 3 buffs randomly from the target. And on the ultimate, before dealing damage, 100% chance to inflict deep internal injury 2, increasing the damage, internal injury damage from the target by 50%, if you have a look here. Increases internal injury damage taken by 50%, which is a lot. This is a lot. And this is what we are gonna try, because in the team I have heroes that deal some internal injury damage, and we are gonna see if it does make a difference or not. And then after that, deals 3 stages of 80% attack damage and 80% attack injury damage to a single enemy and 70% chance to inflict a dot on them, an internal injury for 2 turns. So the hero looks pretty great, right? And the exclusive one deals 1 more stage of damage on the ultimate, and then you have some chance to, you can trigger up to 6 internal injury on the target. Okay, now let's try the damage we can do with the debuff Deep Internal Injury 2 and then Deep Internal Injury 1, because that epic hero can place Deep Internal Injury 1 if he is exclusive 3 on the ultimate. Look at that. When internal injury is inflicted successfully, additionally inflicts Deep Internal Injury 1 for 2 turns. And you have 70% chance in total after the skill ups to inflict internal injury on all enemies. Pretty interesting, right? So we are gonna try that. First of all, let's try without any debuffs on enemies. So I'm gonna use that skill. Okay, more HP. It's not gonna change the damage of my heroes. 4 layers on that guy. Basic attack. Perfect. Let me push myself to the right. So this is the result. We have 367k on Dianmu, 1625 on Indra, and 749 on Nidza. So let's retry now using the debuffs. Okay, I'm gonna use that skill first, so I'm gonna put Deep Internal Injury 2. Perfect. Now let's use that. The ultimate. Have only 2 layers on that guy that time, so I'm gonna retry until I get more. Okay, let's redo the test. 4 layers again. Okay, let's go. So I'm gonna change, use the basic attack, and how much damage am I gonna reach that time? 453k using her, so 90 more k. Here 2135k, so 600 more k, which is a lot. This is huge. Imagine using that against the boss. You are gonna destroy him. You were already destroying bosses using him, but imagine using Faxian together. And here 859k, so 150 more k. Pretty interesting. So now let's retry, but that time let's use the skill of the epic hero and check the difference. So let's do that. Deep Internal Injury 1 on everybody. 4 layers. Still 4 layers. Basic attack. Let's check the damage. 407k on her. 1880k here, so it's half the damage between the first test and the second one. This is logic because it's half the bonus in damage, and 750 and 90k here. Pretty interesting for an epic hero, right? And if we check the other skills of the hero, I'm gonna check that in a moment. Just go back on the hero. Perfect. Okay, here I am. On the ultimate, he's gonna target all enemies with a 70% chance to inflict 1 internal injury, and if he inflicts internal injury on enemies, he is gonna inflict Deep Internal Injury 1 with the exclusive 3. Okay, then he deals 70% death damage and death internal injury damage to all enemies, and for every internal injury he is gonna put on enemies, he is also gonna deal 10% more defense internal injury damage. On the passive, all damage he deals are going to be calculated based on his defense, and when he enters the battle, his HP is going to be increased by 280% of his initial defense, and for every hero from the same faction, that bonus is going to be increased by 10%. On the first active skill, he is going to have taunt for 1 turn, but if you have the exclusive number 1, the taunt duration is going to be increased by 1 turn, so it's going to last 2 turns instead of 1. And then he's going to give all heroes HP up 1 for 2 turns, increasing their max HP by 25%. This is great for an epic hero so far. And then when 3 or more heroes from the same faction are deployed, it counts himself. Then it's also gonna grant all heroes a defensive stance 1, lowering by 20% the stance diminution when heroes are hitting your heroes, when enemies are hitting you. And on the basic attack, 230% death damage to a single enemy, 20% chance to provoke, but if he has taunt, the chance to provoke is gonna be increased to 150% of the original. Which is not gonna be that much. In fact, he's gonna have 50% chance to provoke. So now let's check his damage, Faxian's damage, when he has the exclusive one. We are going to compare, I think we are going to do that. We are going to compare the damage. First, we are going to use his ultimate. Let's check how much damage. Yeah, 71k, which is not that high though. So let's retry, but let's put the exclusive one on him. So first, we don't want to use that skill, we want to use that first. We want to apply some internal injuries on enemies. So let's do that with her. Let's put some internal injuries. Okay, that wasn't the skill I should have used. Okay, let's use that. A basic attack for now. Let's put some more internal injuries. Okay, increase the max HP and apply the taunt. 4 layers. We are gonna try to have 6 because this is the maximum amount we can have. And if you are using that, normally you want to place some internal injuries on enemies, so it's more relevant to use heroes to put some. 5 layers. You know what? Maybe I should use some cooldown reduction. Okay, 6 layers. Now let's use that skill. I'm gonna reset the data and let's check how much damage I can do with that guy on that one. But he has the red mark though, so it's gonna do less damage than normally. And 100k. Okay, the damage went on other heroes. So in total, 3, 4, 500k. 500k for a support hero. So if you are using that against the boss, that guy Indra is gonna destroy the boss, and that guy is gonna deal a bit more damage based on internal injury. This is gonna be a great combo. So we had that also, but there is no data yet. So I think people need to summon before. I don't know. This is the usage rate of heroes. I don't know why there is no data yet. So yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna have 200 miracle wishes so I can reach 2 PDs and I have the guarantee, so I'm sure to have the hero. It will be so great to have Adeline and that guy, or 2 copies of that guy also. That would be great. But remember that, yeah, it's confirmed. It has been confirmed at the end of the month, we are gonna have 1 new limited hero, and the first copy of that limited hero is gonna be given for free. This is a great information. I love that. They are doing the same as last year with Pauline, giving the first copy for free. But there is another limited hero, and so if you have your miracle wishes, maybe save them, because we know nothing about the hero yet, so maybe it's gonna be another great one. So who knows? Now let's push myself first. And let's talk about the endless cloister. They changed the system to acquire buffs. Is it better or worse than before? Or the same? So I farmed a lot. I used 150 multi-battles, and this is the currency you can acquire through multi-battles every 5 fights. Depending on the stage you are on. For example, on stage 23, every 5 fights, I'm gonna get 230 of that currency, okay? And if you click on the market here, there are the buffs you can buy, and it costs so much currency. This is insane. I think it's gonna cost the same or more than before, and you can't get all the buffs you had before because you have only 3 different cards now. You have the tree, you have the eye, and you have the other that thing here. You can buy only these kind of buffs. Before you had 6 different kind of buffs, and you could choose 1 on 3 every 5 rounds. And I think that was, I don't know if it was better. I need to try that more, but with the currency I have, you can select the buffs you want. This is the good part of it. You can select the buff you want. So if you want to have more mastery, more attack, you can select them, and this is what I did. As you can see, now my poisons increases my attack by 1% for 2 turns. Here, when the battle starts, I'm gonna have more effect hit, and this is great for the last boss. And here, I'm gonna have more mastery. So I have 3 times that buff, so I can get 60% more mastery at the beginning of the fight, and 16% more effect hit. This is great to be able to select your buffs, okay? But I used 150 battles, a bit more, to acquire that. And with that, I can't buy a lot. I can't buy a lot. So maybe with 300 multi-battles you can buy a lot of buffs, and so you are going to be more efficient. Of course, I think it's going to take way less attempt battles than before, because you needed more than 1,000 multi-battles if you wanted to have the 150 maximum buffs before. But I don't know. I think it could have been a bit better than that, because 150 multi-battles, I have 7 buffs, and I can get just a bit more. Imagine if I buy buffs that cost 2,000. I can buy 3, and that's all with 150 multi-battles. This is not that great. This is still not that great. And they changed nothing else. So I'm gonna try to see what mythic I'm gonna have. I hope that is for the first time it's gonna be a speed one. I have none at the moment. HP, okay, 10,000 HP. This is pretty nice. I take that. I love that. I would have preferred to have a speed one, but you know what? It's still great. So then they changed the interface of the elemental city. So the special stages are now written here, and they are checked. So okay, why not? And if I go on the common stage, are they telling me that I am currently on the last stage? Nope, they are not saying that. I thought they would say that I am currently on stage 15, but maybe they are not showing it because I cleared it. I don't know. So there is another code to redeem also. You have to go here on your settings, redeem code, and you have Lord Eric 3. When you confirm it, you can get 1,000 gems. So pretty interesting. So if you check my 150 battles, this is what I earned. I had only 1 legendary. I did my multi battles on the stage 23 because I'm lacking buffs to farm higher, and so confused resistance. Okay, nobody's using confusion in PvP, so that's pretty bad. And the others are not gonna change my day, but at the end of the day I can try to craft some more and get maybe more lucky than that. 6,900 with 150 multi battles. Tell me what you think about that in a comment below, but in my opinion it's changed. Maybe it's reduced by half the multi battles you have to do, but if we have to still do 600 multi battles, something like that, in order to be to acquire the best buffs to farm higher, this is still bad. This is still bad in my opinion. So that was all for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If it's the case, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Have a nice day and see you soon. Bye bye.